The following is a feature presentation of Chainbridge District Sports. The leader in Pinewood Derby television.
The year, 1953. The place, Manhattan Beach, California. In a small suburb of Los Angeles, Don Murphy, the Cubmaster of Pack 280C, saw his 10-year-old son watch with envy as the bigger kids took part in soapbox derby races. In those days, kids built go-kart-sized cars out of wood and wheels and raced them down the biggest hills they could find. But Mr. Murphy had a different idea. Challenge his pack to build their own cars out of wood and wheels, but on a much smaller and safer scale. Since then, generations of Cub Scouts have continued that tradition, and millions upon millions of these little wooden cars have been built and raced since that first race in 1953. Over the next week, the Scouts of the National Capital Area Council's Chainbridge District, who draws its members from Arlington, McLean, Vienna, and Alexandria, will meet virtually to renew this greatest of Cub Scouting traditions. This is the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby. From undisclosed location Motor Speedway in beautiful downtown Arlington, Virginia, good evening everyone. I'm Alan Mack and welcome to this, the opening ceremonies of the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby. I will be your host for the next 8 nights when, as you just heard, the Scouts of the Chainbridge District meet virtually to renew this greatest of Cub Scouting traditions, one that goes back 68 years to 1953. Now, racing officially begins tomorrow night, but tonight we're pleased to present a special preview of the 2021 edition of the Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby. We'll take a look at this year's racers, the race format, even the track itself. To formally begin the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby, please rise and join Webelos Scout Ben in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Cub Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ben. Next up, we have Arrow of Light Scout Gregory, who will lead us in reciting the Scout Oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Thank you, Gregory. Finally, we have Arrow of Light Scout Jaden, who will lead us in reciting the Scout Law.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well spoken. Now let's talk about the format of this year's races. As in past years, the drivers from each rank will compete against each other in a round-robin format, with each car racing in each lane. Each driver's slowest time will be thrown out, and the driver's remaining 5 times will be added together. We call that number the racer's total time, and the lower your total time, the better. What happens next depends on how many racers are competing in that rank. For any rank with 7 racers or more, the top 6 racers will go on to compete in a 6-heat final round for that rank. This year, that rule will apply to the Tigers, Wolves, Bears, Webelos, and Arrow of Light Scouts. For any rank with 6 racers or fewer, and this year that's only the Lions, the district championship will be decided in 1 round of racing, not 2. So the 6 Lion racers will only compete in a single round, and the top Lion racer from that 1 round will win the Lions District Championship. All that is the same way the Chainbridge District runs their races every year. But here's a special twist in this year's race. Have you ever wondered how the ranked champions stack up against each other? We certainly have. What would happen if the district champions from each rank were to race against each other to determine the overall district champion? In a normal year, we can't answer this question. Race day is already more than 6 hours long, and no one wants to hang around for 1 more hour just to see who'd win a race among the ranked champions. This year, thanks to the unusual format of the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby, We don't have that problem. And so I'm pleased to announce that this year on night number 7, the final night of the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby, the district champions from each of Cub Scouting's 6 ranks will meet in a 6-heat grand final round to determine the overall 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby champion. We'll have full coverage of the finals here on Chainbridge District Sports, so you won't want to miss a second of the action. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Chainbridge District Sports channel here on YouTube. And plus, if you hit the notification bell, you'll even get an alert when a new race is posted. This spring, with the COVID-19 pandemic still affecting so many aspects of daily life, the Chainbridge District leadership made the decision to offer this year's Pinewood Derby as a virtual race. Rather than meet in person for the race, each racer delivered his or her car to the registration site back in late May. Since that time, the cars have been safely kept here at undisclosed location Motor Speedway, waiting for their turn on the track. Now, putting on a virtual derby still takes a lot of time, with many hours of pre-production, recording, mixing, and editing going into the final product. Meaning, the scouts haven't even seen their cars in 3 months. And so, it is only fitting that as I speak, I see that these 66 racers participating in the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby are gathering on the track for the ceremonial Parade of Champions. First on the track, the youngest of the Cub Scouts, ladies and gentlemen, the Lions. 6 Lion Scouts are competing in this year's Derby. The Lions will kick off the preliminary round of the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby tomorrow night. Next up, we have the entries from the Tigers. Tiger Scouts from 13 different packs are participating in this year's Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby. We'll see the Tigers in action on night 2 of the preliminaries. Now taking the track, the cars built by the Wolf Scouts of the Chainbridge District. 12 entries for the Wolves in this year's Derby. We'll see them in action on preliminaries night number 3. Now lined up on the rail, ladies and gentlemen, the cars from the Bear Scouts. Bear Scouts from 11 different Chainbridge District packs submitted entries for this year's Derby. The Bears will compete for their district championship on night 4 of the preliminaries. Please now welcome to the track the cars entered by the Webelos Scouts of the Chainbridge District. 13 Chainbridge District packs submitted entries for the Webelos in the 2021 Pinewood Derby. The Webelos will race on preliminaries night 5. Finally, please welcome the entries submitted from the senior members of the Chainbridge District. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arrow of Light Scouts. 11 entries for the Arrow of Light speed competition were submitted from the Chainbridge District packs this year. The Arrow of Light will close the preliminary round with their race on night number 6. As you were watching the parade of racers, You may have noticed that this year's track looks just like the track the Chainbridge District has used for many years. You're not wrong. This year's track is the same model and length as Chainbridge's normal track, but it's not the same track. If you've been to the Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby in the past few years, you know that we've been keeping track records. It's a fun way to compare how that year's race stacks up against past performances. Unfortunately, with a different track in use this year, there's really no way to compare the district's existing track records to the times we're expecting to see on this year's track. Even so, there's 102 heats in this year's race, and it's still fun and interesting to see who has the fastest times up to that point. So, rather than tracking district records this year, we'll simply call out 2021 track records and 2021 rank records, tiger record, lion record, as the races go on. Those will be the fastest times we've seen up to that point in this year's race. So, that is what you need to know before this year's Pinewood Derby gets underway. Racing begins for real tomorrow night when Chainbridge District Sports kicks off the 2021 Pinewood Derby with the presentation of the Lions preliminaries. The action starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on our YouTube channel. All these races will stay available online, so once each race premieres, you can watch and rewatch them anytime you'd like, worldwide, on any device. If you have friends here in the DC area, or maybe even family in other parts of the country or the world who've never been to our Pinewood Derby race, then this is your chance to invite them to join the fun. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Chainbridge District Sports channel, and plus if you hit the notification bell, you'll even get an alert when a new race is posted. With that, the opening ceremonies of the 2021 Chainbridge District Pinewood Derby have concluded. Tomorrow night, the racing begins for real. I'm Alan Mack, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
This has been a feature presentation of Chainbridge District Sports, the leader in Pinewood Derby television.